Hello, this is Rick Powers coming to you from my home office for Western Technical College. Elementary Algebra, Introduction to week number 4. So our couple of topics we have this week. The first one is an extension of what we had done earlier. We had been talking about lines and graphing lines. And I believe I mentioned last week that that was an important connection of algebra with geometry that happened in like the 1600s. And it has actually become very important in the history of mathematics that people do geometry and they connect it with algebra, and then they do geometry or algebra connected with geometry, and it creates ways of solving things that have been very important in modern history. And then one of the ways in which this happens is that if you have more than one equation, then you can put them together in what's called a system of equations. And you can see if I graph two lines that represent two different situations. For example, if I'm getting profit by having a certain cost or a certain price for an item, and then my costs are also dependent on the price of the item, so then, or the number of items that I make or something like that, then I can see where do those things cross over, and that might give me like my break-even point, or it might give me the point where it maximizes the profit or something like that. So there's all kinds of possibilities here in business and in social science and many other sciences, where if you have more than one relationship between variables, then you can put them together in a system of equations, and then solving that system is a way to find the answers that you're looking for. And again, it's a connection with algebra and geometry, so that it's possible to solve systems by graphing, and also it's possible to use algebra to solve those. And both of those things are in this week's curriculum. Then we also have the concepts of exponents. And exponents are just another operation, just like add, subtract, multiply, divide, but they have certain characteristics and definitions which are important. And then those things are applied, first of all, in the idea of scientific notation. So there are so many situations where people are dealing with very small or very large numbers, but especially scientific situations, chemistry and physics and biology and so on. And so then this is a tool that scientists use in order to write these numbers in such a way that they can be used just like the regular counting numbers that we have, but it can be like the distance to a star or the distance between protons or something like that. So it's very important to understand that process of using scientific notation. And then the last idea is just starting into the world of polynomials. And polynomials are a tool that we can use to have things that don't go in just a straight line. And so by understanding polynomials, we can understand things that change in very different ways, not just going always straight up or going always down, but they vary quite a bit. And the curved experience, right, is something that polynomials can bring to us. But first, we have to basically understand how polynomials are put together. That's a pretty easy section for this week, coming towards the end. And please note that my colleague Julia made some videos about the systems of equations that can be very helpful. And certainly if you have any other questions, be sure to let me know. And best wishes for this week.